Hey there, welcome back to the Breakthrough Creative. Maybe this is your first time here. If it is, I'm so glad that you're joining me today because there is some awesome information about freedom. Freedom about what? Freedom about the business of art and the art of business, because that's what we talk about here. And I'm your host, John McDavitt. It is Independence Day weekend. It's so funny that you say Independence Day and then weekend here in America. And freedom has been on my mind in a big way this past week. And I thought, wow, what can I share with my audience that is just really going to be beneficial and encouraging to them? And, as I'm sitting there thinking, well, what do I do that helps me to be free creatively? And then we're talking about business as well. Well, what do I do to work to be free professionally? So this episode is about 3 practices that can bring you creative and professional freedom. Okay. Here they are. This is the first one. Practice your craft. I know it sounds simple, right? But practice your craft. And I don't mean just, once in a while. I mean daily. Are you getting better at what you do? Are you getting better with the tools that you use to improve your process so that you can take whatever it is that you do in your creative craft and use it to solve clients' problems? Because if you're not solving clients' problems, why is anybody going to pay you any kind of money or fee to do what it is you love to do? I mean, that's the trick, right? You've got to figure out, how do I take my creative ability, skills, giftedness, and apply them to solving problems for my clients, because that's where the transaction of money comes from and earning, right? I mean, think about it. Everything you buy is solving some kind of problem. Even if it's Netflix, you're solving the problem of entertainment or boredom or something to do with your friends and family, right? So it solves a problem. Everything that we purchase, we purchase because it solves a problem, even if we don't want to purchase it, right? Even if it's something like, I got to get new brakes for my car. Well, it solves the problem of not having brakes. And that's what practice is going to do. It is going to make you better at your craft, because you're not just after becoming good at your art. You're after becoming a master. You're after mastery at some level, right? Because you want to be really good. You want to be so good that people can't not work with you. And so what does that practice look like? Well, for me, my kind of superpower tool of choice is drawing. I draw really well. And I say that humbly because I need to be able to create controlled images and drawings for my clients so that I can help them solve problems. If it is some kind of a GIF, how do you get GIF? The little animations. I don't know if you call them GIFs or GIFs. Anyway, if I'm making an animated banner for a client where part of it needs to move, and I've done several of those for clients, and it's a new thing for me. I had to get into the tools and kind of figure out, how am I going to do this so that I can solve their problem and then charge money. And then I add to that, to my offerings, something new, and it comes out of practice. And I've been drawing since the time I was a little kid, and my drawings weren't spectacular when I started. Can you imagine that? I don't know why we think that. Well, let me reframe that. I think that we often think, or maybe people often think, that if you're an artist, bam, you just come out of the chute and you are ready to roll. You are an artist. You're Van Gogh. You are, pick the artist of your choice that you think is fantastic. And it doesn't work that way. It's like anything else. It takes practice. You may have more talent or gifts than others right off the bat, but you still need to work at it. You have to be intentional about spending time learning and learning and learning. That happens for me by sketching and drawing and working in Procreate and working on caricatures and working on drawing whatever it is that my particular focus is for that season of my life, or whatever it is that I need to be able to deliver to a client. I may need to, stop the project, go off to the side, and do some research and some sketching, maybe of a nose from a particular angle in a particular kind of lighting, because that's what I don't yet have my head wrapped around as I am trying to complete this project for my client. How much should you practice? A lot. A lot. If you enjoy doing it, you should probably do it a lot, and you'll do it because you really enjoy it. What can get in the way of practice? Well, I think social media can get in the way of practice. Online gaming can get in the way of practice. Socializing with friends can get in the way of practice. Washing the dishes can get in the way of practice. I am not saying don't wash dishes ever again, don't hang out with friends, don't be on social media. What I'm saying is practice is a discipline, and you need to make time for it if you want to improve. And it's an important thing to do, and it brings freedom. I remember when I was in my mid-20s, I got to the point where I could draw anything. It was just a matter of time. I wasn't confused about how to make the lines and shadows and highlights and all that work together to communicate something visually to my audience or my client. And I remember I was free. It was amazing. And so practice brings you freedom in your craft. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is not just finding clients, but finding clients who are going to be repeat clients. You want to find a client that is going to have the need for whatever it is you do over and over and over again. I don't like having to go find a new client every day. I'm not, that's a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. And I've got other work to do that I'm really good at, which is my art and my design and the deliverables that I create to solve clients' problems. If I constantly have to go out after finding a one-off client, maybe somebody needs a design for a toy, or they need a design for a chair, and it's a one-off, I'm glad to do it. I'm not saying turn the work down, but what I'm saying is you want to keep your eye out for repeat clients. Repeat clients bring freedom. They bring freedom of time so that you don't have to go looking over and over and over for new clients. They bring freedom of finance, because if you have a regular client, they are going to be engaging with you regularly to solve their problems, and then you are going to have a regular invoice to send out to them, and you're going to have more energy to focus on what it is that you do and love to do and do well, and you're just going to get better and better at problem solving, because when you have regular clients, when you have repeat business, and when you are working on projects that are similar, because probably if you have a client, there's going to be a lot of projects that are similar in nature to what you've done before because of what it is that they do. And you'll have, the odd outlier where you're going to learn something fantastic, and it might really push you and challenge you. But what I'm getting at here is if you have a repeat client, you've got repeat projects, you're actually able to practice your craft while you're working. And if you know anything about me, I like to earn while I learn, right? I've got a whole episode based on that, and I'll tag it down below in the info for this episode. But I recommend you go listen to Earn While You Learn. And if you can get these repeat clients and grow relationships with so the client is the company, right? But then you have clients, you have the people that you actually work with within the company, and you want to grow relationships with them. And it's fantastic because it grows you, and it grows your finances as well if you have this regular ongoing relationship with a client. Really important. And then the third practice that is going to give you some creative and professional freedom is find mentors. I've talked about this quite a bit too. Find yourself some mentors. I have an episode all about that. I talk about it across so many episodes with either creatives that I've interviewed or just talking about my own journey. Mentors are so terribly important because they help to expedite or speed up the learning curve for you creatively and or professionally and or in some particular focus. Maybe it is somebody who is an accountant, and now they're mentoring you in a way that is going to help you to get the most out of your business financially, smart financial practices, and maybe how to stretch money. Now, that's different from a financial advisor. You know, a financial advisor is more of a future planner, but that kind of overlaps a little bit into a good accountant. And they may be able to bring you down that path a little bit. But maybe you find an entrepreneur who is willing to pour into you and you're going to listen to them. That's key. You're going to listen, you're going to hear what they say, and you're going to try to understand what it is they're getting across to you because you are going to benefit from their successful enterprises moving forward, like how they tell you how they do something. And as important as those successes, you're going to benefit from the mistakes that they've experienced that they're going to share with you. And it's almost like somebody laying out a roadmap and saying, hey, this is the way to go. You're going to have to walk it. Like you actually have to do it. But watch out over here. There's like a bunch of rattlesnakes in this valley. So I don't know that you want to go into that valley. And then if you go over here, there's quicksand. So you want to kind of go through the quicksand, but watch out because quicksand is like green on top and it's going to look like grass. And I'm making all that up, right? But I'm hoping that you understand what I'm getting across, that mentors are going to pour into you and give you shortcuts that are going to help you be more successful more quickly than you might if you do it on your own. And mentors are going to encourage you because we all need a source of encouragement. You want to have an encourager in your life, and you want to have people in your corner who are coaching you, encouraging you, pointing out maybe what you're doing wrong so that you won't fail. And you got to listen for that as well. That can hurt. It is vulnerable to have a mentor, but I'd rather have somebody who is for me and is telling me and showing me what it is I'm doing wrong than to have nobody tell me that, and then I find out the hard way in the midst of a job that is going to cost me at worst a client, right? So mentors are fantastic. So you need to have them, and I would encourage you to look for a broad variety of mentors. You don't know when they're going to come into your life. You don't know where you're going to find them, but you're going to want to have mentors that are probably closely related to the creative practice that you're involved in. So I've had a lot of artist mentors in my life, and then you're going to want to have people who maybe mentor you just around how to live life. How do you get a mortgage for a home? What are you looking for? What's a fixed rate? What is a rate that is not fixed? What is a rate that's going to go up 5% in 5 years? That's one of the things that caused the housing collapse in 2006 or 2008. And, go back and take a look and figure out what that is, because you want to be wise about how you invest. Because if you're making, lots of money, you don't want to invest it or spend it recklessly. So I encourage that you have some kind of financial or life advisor around in your life. And, mentors are going to pop up that you're going to need. You're going to think, oh, I need to learn about this. And you need to be intentional to go find them. And, a lot of people say, why would they help me? Well, a lot of mentors just want to help people who are coming up and going through what they've gone through because they went through it. They remember what it felt like. And people are oftentimes a lot more generous than we think they will be. And there's a lot of mentors out there who are just waiting to be asked. So don't be shy, take the chance. The only thing they can tell you is no, okay? Uh, and so what? You move on from there. So there you have it. These are 3 practices that are going to really help you to find professional and creative freedom on this Independence Day weekend. And don't just leave it here for the weekend, take it off with you. The 3 practices are: practice your craft, spend time practicing it, be intentional about practicing it, work to get better and better and better. The second one is find repeat clients. You want to have clients that are going to be regular. You don't want to have to spend your whole time selling and marketing yourself. That should be a portion of what you do, but you don't want to spend all of your time doing that because that's exhausting. You want to build clients and you want to build a reputation with your clients so that you are a regular player with them, and that is going to lead to regular projects. It's going to lead to the freedom of regular income. That's really, really good. And by the way, when you practice your craft, that first one that I told you about, the more you practice it, the more freedom you're going to have to do what you do best, right? And that's going to help you with your repeat clients. And then the third and final one is find mentors. Find mentors. When you have people who are going to speak into you and your life and your journey from the experience and excellence and failures of their journey, you are going to have a map laid out for you of things to avoid and ways to go and even places to go. So there you have it. Practice your craft, find repeat clients, find mentors. All right? I hope that you are going to have an amazing week and that you're going to get busy about the business of getting better at something in your creative practice or your professional practice. And it's just going to help to launch you into the stratosphere of your creative business. All right. Would you take a moment to subscribe? It's really, really important. I really would appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the show. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and then hit the little bell, the notification button that's going to tell you when new episodes are up. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts, would you please leave a 5-star rating and leave me a review? Those really do help from everything I understand. And I'm just greatly appreciative of you taking the time to do that. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you next time.